Good evening, friends. I've been seeing the same question in the comments more and more lately. How do I manage to stay anonymous, online and in the real world? It's a fair question. And today we'll touch on a topic that's not just important, it's critical. If you've thrown your lot in with the nano industry, then you already know security isn't optional, it's survival. Now let's begin. Everything you hear in this video is made purely for educational and cautionary purposes. I am not involved in any criminal activities, and I do not encourage breaking the law. My goal is to show you how the dark side of these systems really works, so you can avoid the dumbest mistake thinking crime is a good idea. Remember, it will cost you your freedom, health, or even your life. Crime is never the way out. Take care of yourself and always choose a legal path to fulfill your potential. How do I know all that stuff, even though I am not involved? In the world of corporate giants and major capital, either you want it or not, people from what you call the dark side are always around. I've created this channel to expose all that mess. You need to understand something. The moment you step onto this path, your life becomes the life of a covert operator. From that moment on, exposure isn't just a risk, it's a sentence. The difference? A government agent finishes his mission and goes home. He's got a place to return to. His name, his face, his people. You don't, not anymore. That's why you need a legend. One that fits like a tailored suit. One that explains your skills, your lifestyle, your money, clean, logical, airtight. It doesn't matter what persona you choose, a businessman, an astrologist, a crypto miner, a trader, whatever, so long as it holds under scrutiny. The people around you should see it, hear it, and never question a thing. That's your armor. Everything else is noise. A solid legend, iron self-control, and the discipline to keep your mouth shut, especially when you want to speak. Let's say you've built it all. You've got the backstory, the patience, the call of a man walking a wire over a pit. Good. You'll need it. Because we live in the digital age. And in this world, every move you make is logged, time-stamped, stored. Ordering food, calling a taxi, visiting a website, streaming your favorite track, or watching something a little more 18+ adult-oriented. Your every tap, every click, every swipe gets on record. And that data, it doesn't just sit there, it stacks, it's studied, it's used. It's smart to start thinking about who's collecting it and what you're handing over without even noticing. Roughly speaking, the collectors fall into 3 camps. First, you've got the device and software vendors. Apple, Google, Samsung, Xiaomi, Microsoft, the big ones. They know everything about you, but to them, you're just one of millions, a faceless dot on a spreadsheet. Their goal is simple: track your habits, your attention, pack it up in a neat box, and sell you to advertisers. Clean business. Second, you've got the ISPs, the guy who give you the internet itself. They don't care much for your data personally, but they collect it anyway. Why? Because someone above them is telling them to. That brings us to the third group, the real players. The ones who don't need your clicks, they need your identity. We're talking agencies, FBI, NSA, MI6, and all their silent cousins around the world. They work closely with both the vendors and the providers. They know how to connect the dots. That anonymous user? Yeah, suddenly he's got a real name, a home address, a phone number, passport details, a few photos, voice print, maybe even fingerprints, all cataloged, all linked, all ready to be pulled when needed. Now let's move. There's more you need to know. So how do you protect yourself from all these prying eyes? The hard truth is, you can't disappear completely. Not in this system. Total invisibility is a fantasy. But what is possible, and what really works, is to blend in, disappear into the crowd. Look just like another ordinary citizen moving through the noise. That's the game. You don't run. You hide in plain sight. And when you've got real operations to keep quiet, where there's risk on the table, this is the difference between staying active and getting burned. First things first, you need a dedicated device for work. Phone, tablet, laptop, it doesn't matter what kind. What matters is this: it has one job, and that's business. No personal use, no overlap, no exceptions. Next, secure communication. Tor is a solid start, but Tor alone won't carry the weight. Just using it puts a spotlight on your traffic from the ISP's perspective. That's why you layer it with a VPN. Choose your VPN like you'd choose a partner in crime. Carefully. Don't go by the ads, go by the paperwork. Read the privacy policy, the user agreement. Check where the company is registered. Make sure their office is nowhere near where you live. Their servers, same rule. The farther, the better. And stay sharp. If the provider's name has ever shown up in cybercrime news, that's a red flag you can't afford to ignore. They all say they don't log anything. You don't have to believe them, but you should assume they could. The VPN's job is simple. Conceal the fact that you're using Tor, nothing more, and don't poison the well. Don't use the same VPN to catch up on Netflix or text your ex. Nothing personal flows through the pipes you use for work. So, you've got a clean device and a cloaked connection. What's next? Your operating system. Ditch anything mainstream. On desktops, look at Kali, Hodak, Tails. On mobile, Sailfish OS, Lineage OS. The OS game is too big to cover here in full, but understand this. Windows and Mac weren't built for your privacy. They were built to collect, and you already agreed to it. Remember that little accept button you clicked without reading? Now let's talk apps, your tools to browse, chat, trade. This is where people ruin a perfect setup. Don't go installing Chrome on a hardened OS. That's like putting tinted windows on a glass house. Here's the baseline. Avoid commercial apps. Avoid anything that requires your phone number to register. And stay away from shiny new software. It might just be Harry Potter for suckers, flashy, magical, and built to track the gullible. So what can you use? For communication, you've got options. QTalks, Jabber, Matrix. Tor browser for onion sites. LibreOffice instead of Word or Excel. Electrum, a decent Bitcoin wallet if you handle funds digitally. You'll find more tools on platforms like open-source-alternative.to and similar directories, but software's only the surface. What matters is discipline, because if you don't follow the basic rules, someone will take interest. Let's say you slip, you leak something. Now you've triggered surveillance, external observation to confirm or deny a lead. It starts low-tech, people on foot tracking your routes, your contacts, your habits. Then it gets technical. If your business moves through the darknet, technical outdoor surveillance becomes a real concern. Here's what one can look like. 1. Phone taps, yours and your close relatives. That's standard law enforcement protocol. And through 3G protocol vulnerabilities, any mobile device can be turned into a live microphone. You don't even have to pick up. 2. Messenger interception. WhatsApp reads like an open book. Telegram, it's readable too. Officially, they don't hand anything over, but unofficially, the info leaks. It just doesn't make it into the case file. 3. Apartment surveillance. They can drill from above or below and install a pinhole camera. Or they'll hang a mic on the plumbing to catch room audio through shared infrastructure. 4. Laser audio monitoring. If they've got visual on your window, a directed beam can catch vibrations in the glass and convert them into speech. 5. Wi-Fi replacement. A parked car outside, outfitted with the right gear, can spoof your access point and start logging traffic. Same gear can intercept signals from wireless keyboards and headsets. 6. Keystroke interference. If they know your keyboard model, they can analyze the electromagnetic noise from each keystroke. From a short distance, they can read what you're typing, letter by letter. This is what you're up against if you get sloppy. So what happens if you don't think with your head? You don't get a second chance. I can think of a couple cases off the top of my head. One of them had all the elements of a tragic love story, except it played out on a notorious dark web marketplace. A girl, part of the site's moderation team, had been working behind the scenes for a while. Somewhere along the line, she started corresponding with the supposed owner of one of the shops. Long exchanges, sweet talk, digital chemistry. Eventually, they decided to take it further and meet in person. She flew in. At the airport, 2 surprises were waiting for her. First, her mysterious male shopkeeper turned out to be a woman. Yeah, Second, and a bit more serious, law enforcement was there to greet her right outside the terminal. As far as I know, it took a decent amount of money to clean up that mess and pull the starry-eyed moderator out of trouble. Her marketplace career, of course, was finished. But the moral here kinda writes itself. Never forget where you work and what you do for a living. No matter how sweet the words or convincing the voice, remember, this is the darknet, not a candy shop. So today we've touched on a subject that should stay front and center: security, both online and in real life. And before we wrap up, here's one last piece of advice. Whether you're just starting out or you've already built something big, know this. Every misstep comes with a price. Your safety is in your hands, no one else's. If you want your walls to hold, make sure they're built to withstand a siege. That's it for today. All the best. This was Professor Moriarty. Until next time.